Hey Seth, with SEPA, there's something that we don't talk a lot about, but it's very important, and it's called the 3 legs of the stool. So real quick, let's refresh, what are the 3 legs?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the 3 legs of the stool are business planning, personal financial planning, and actual personal planning. What are you going to do with your life after retirement?
And that's probably my favorite, but first, as a recap, business planning, we want to make sure that the business sells for the right price.
Yeah, so with business planning, it's more than that. A lot of small businesses, the owner has a lot of roles in the business that require the owner. And the more centric the business is on the owner or the owner's name, the less valuable the business. So the more that the owner can step back and start to have other people take over those functions, the more valuable the business is to any sort of seller. And not only is it more valuable, it makes it more fun for the owner because then they can spend more time on the parts that they enjoy.
And what about personal finances?
Yeah, so personal financial planning is what people classically think of as what a financial planning firm does. So where am I? Where do I want to be? How much do I need to sell my business for? And what are all those things that I need to do to get there?
All right, and then the last one. So you are a business owner, and that 3rd leg of the stool, finding value and meaning outside of your business, outside of work, because once you sell it, a lot of people have that feeling, now what?
So we have had clients that have retired 4 times because they just can't retire. Some of our clients really love working, but some of our clients just don't know what that next stage of life is going to be. And so the MIT Aging Lab has some really good questions that they ask people that we sit down and go over with them. You know, like, who are you going to have ice cream with in retirement? Who's going to change your light bulbs? You know, questions like that. And typically, now it's not always this way, but typically when a man retires, his social circle shrinks and a woman's social circle flourishes. Because a lot of time a man, but especially a business owner, whether it's male or female, your entire social circle, your entire ethos as a human, whatever makes you wake up in the morning is wrapped around with that business. And when you don't have that anymore, you know, what is your purpose? You know, we've had clients that have sold businesses for a lot of money at a very early age, and they wake up and they say, you know, now what? And so, Lori, I know one of your favorite things to do with people is vision boarding. And we have had a lot of success with our clients in doing vision boards to flush out what are those true dreams that you have and what is the next purpose of life.
It is probably one of my favorite because when you're a business owner, you're so focused on driving the business, making sure your staff is happy. There's a lot of weight on your shoulders. And when I have those conversations, I go, so what do you want to do for fun? A lot of people go blank. So it is a fun opportunity to dig in, to get to know, like, oh yeah, I like to go golfing. I like to go hiking. I haven't done it in years. I'm gonna go do those things.
Yeah, and a lot of our clients say, I plan to golf. But then they realize they can only golf, but so much.
Yep.
And so having a lot of those conversations on the front end is very important. You know, a lot of business owners come to us a year before they want to sell their business, but this really needs to be an ongoing conversation and really 5 to 10 years out. Because as you prepare yourself mentally and financially to do it, as you do a good job at those, magically your business becomes more valuable as well and more fun. So they all really, really work together very well.
Seth, out of curiosity, do you have any statistics on business owners selling their business?
Yes, and this is why this conversation is so important. According to the Exit Planning Institute, 80% of businesses that list for sale never sell. That is a wild statistic. If you think about it, 80% of people that want to sell their business can't. And so we really, really have to dig into why they're not able to sell.
80% is a very large statistic. So when we're sitting down with a business owner to determine the value of their business, how do we get to that number?
So it's interesting. Typically people come to us and they just want to know what their business is worth. And typically they're coming to us asking us that question when they're very frustrated. But we actually have some questionnaires and some software that we use to help owners look at every aspect of their business. If you just do it 15 minutes at a time, it might take you 4 to 6 sessions to literally go through all the different questions. And then we will generate a report for you to show you where some of your pitfalls are based on your answers. And it's just extremely enlightening because it goes through every part of your business, and it'll help you flush out where you have some shortcomings, where you don't like working in the business. And again, the more that you work on those, the more you're going to enjoy working in your business, the more profitable your business is going to be, and therefore the more it's going to sell for. And 80% of businesses don't sell. So we can generate that business value all day long, but what good is a number if it doesn't sell 80% of the time? And that's why the business planning portion of the leg is so important. It's not just the number, it's how do we achieve the goal.
And because time is money, what would you tell a business owner whenever they say, Seth, I don't have time to do that. I don't have 15 minutes to do an evaluation. What would you say to them?
My most successful business owners, the more successful you get, the more time you need to spend working on your business and not in your business. If you don't have time to do the questionnaire, that means you are working in your business far too much. And again, the business is just not that valuable. And if you don't have time to do the questionnaire, it's going to be very, very hard to sell your business. So I get it. I'm a business owner. I work Saturdays. I work Sundays. I work 7 days a week, pretty much my entire career. But you've got to have these strategies to time block your time to work on your business and not in your business. And that's why we break it down into 15 minutes, because that way it's very digestible.
I think I know one of the things that I've talked about with you is that the business owner is so intertwined in the daily activities of the business, and they have a hard time doing that transition.
Sometimes a business owner is a micromanager, or they just can't find somebody to do it like they do it, or they can't find somebody to do as well as they do it, or they don't want to pay the money that it takes to get the quality employee to do it. And so then you end up having a business owner that is basically in charge of multiple sections of the business. And when they go to sell it, it would take 3 people to do what the owner does. One good question I always ask the owner is, how many people would it take to replace you? And the higher that number, not only the less your business is worth, but the harder it is to sell.
Seth, thanks for going over all those 3 legs of the stool, and I really think our clients are going to benefit from it.
Thank you.